All right, I think we're live. Let's see how our audio sounds. Check, 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 check. Let's see how our audio sounds. Oh, it actually sounds really good. Check, 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 check. Let's see how our audio sounds. Oh, it actually sounds really good. That's pretty cool. This was the workout we did earlier. Rue the Shoe is here. What's up, Rue the Shoe? Just getting set up here to hit some putts. You know what I should do, though, is... Whoop. Move this closer so I can actually... That would be pretty cool. Okay. Let's get rolling. Rolling the rock. How's the game going? The game is solid, I think. Oh, hello, superstar. You came to say hi in the first, 2 minutes of the stream. Look at your tail going. Look at that tail. Hi. Are you excited to be a superstar? Hi, you. Are you being good? Are you being good? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Hi. Yeah, the game's been pretty good. Been playing a lot of simulator golf, obviously. Not a lot of outdoor golf to be had with this kind of weather just yet. But you know what, guys? There was a ton of snow and ice melting today. And that is very exciting for golfers who live in snowy places. Didn't hit it hard enough. Not the best start in your very first putt of the day, but that's all right. I also aimed slightly further right. We do not have a level putting surface. But rarely are perfectly level, so not the worst thing to... What's your dream course to play at? Great question, Rue. I think my dream course, probably between Augusta National and one, obviously. Shout out to you guys hanging out on a Friday evening while we get some practice in. Quest for +3. Goal for 2026 is to reach a +3. Oh, fractionally open an impact there. I'm testing this new zero torque putter from Seymour. It's called the SKX. Here, let's do a close-up really quick, guys. Check out how cool this thing is. Really nice milling in the face. There you go. Very clean shape. Not a whole lot of extra stuff going on. Obviously, it's got the classic Seymour, I think they call it rifle scope technology with the red dot there, which is great. What about you, Rue? What's your dream course to play at? Nice. What got you into golf? Great question. I mean, there's pictures of me as like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old with a golf club in my hand. I think it was just one of those things that I always had an interest in from an early age. And then growing up, watching Tiger Woods dominate all through the 90s and early 2000s certainly cemented my interest in golf. You know, Tiger obviously has relatively checkered persona at this point, but I think people forget what it was like watching him play when the Vegas odds were, it was truly even money. Tiger Woods or the field. Rick is here. I'd quite like to play at Pebble Beach. That's a great one. It's on my bucket list for sure. Nice. You guys have heard me talk about this before, but the Pels Tutor setup here, super effective for training these short putts, where start line is so important. Gives you instant feedback if you do start the ball off of your intended line. Nice. Anybody playing golf this weekend? I know I won't be, not outside anyway. Oh, also, I wanted to talk about this. Jumbo Max sent me some grips to test, and I just finished this afternoon getting them installed. But look how cool these are, guys. This is the medium-sized Jumbo Max grip. They also sent me a couple of these that are on the smaller side. This is what they call extra small. So I threw that one on my 2-iron to test. I don't think those are going to be the ones I go with if I do end up liking the performance. But it's crazy to think that I was, until a year ago, using this tiny little standard grip. I mean, it just feels so terrible having experienced what a larger grip can do. So I am very excited about doing some more testing. This is the 3-wood that I don't use all that often, but it'll be great for testing with the bigger grip. So I was pretty excited to get that work done today. Shout out to Jumbo Max for sending me those grips to test. Probably won't be playing this weekend because in the UK it's rained every day this year. Oh man, that's not good. You know, honestly, it just feels very natural. It kind of feels like this is what a grip should feel like. You know, there's none of that extra room where my hand doesn't know where to go. Right? Like on this tiny grip, there's so little contact between my hands and the club, just in terms of surface area. So it makes sense to me that this would feel much more solid and stable. It is crazy going back and forth, just being like, why would we ever convince people that this is the right grip size? And there is now lots of good data that suggests we should all be using slightly larger grips. The study that I heard referenced on the Sweet Spot podcast suggested that a 30% dispersion tightening just from going to a larger grip. So we'll get back in the lab and see what the numbers say. Let's go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Nice. Elevator says, "Are you a golfer?" I am a golfer. If you could play with one golfer, dead or alive, who would it be? Great question, Rue. Dead or alive? I might pick Sam Snead just because I've always loved his golf swing. He obviously won a ton of golf tournaments. Maybe him or Ben Hogan. I think just being able to learn from somebody like that, who obviously played golf at such a high level with, 70, 80, 90-year-old equipment. These guys who learned how to be great ball strikers before the days of things like TrackMan or GC Quad. Really good question, Rue. What's your answer to that question? Who would you pick? Or anybody who's watching. Let us know in the chat who you would be signing up to play golf with. Dead or alive? It's a great question. Nice. Love to see that. I think that was a clean 10 for 10 on that set there. Love it. I've always wanted to play with McIlroy or Bryson because they both have such a unique gameplay. Good answer. Between the two, I would certainly pick Rory in light of Bryson's worldview, you could say. Not sure we would get along all that well, but Rory would be super cool to golf with. Did you have a good career playing golf? I don't know about if you would call it a career. Since I'm not a pro golfer. I won a handful of tournaments, like as a junior, and played some college golf and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I played a lot of competitive golf. It's still something I love to do. But until recently, I had so little time to practice and play as much as I wanted to. So, I'm optimistic that there will be some good golf on the horizon this year. Like I said earlier, my goal for 2026 is to reach +3, which is a lofty goal. Again, I ended the year at like a 1 handicap, and the best I've ever been in my life is like a +1.5. So +3 will be a big hill to climb, but like I always say, guys, if you don't set big goals, you won't do big things. So I gave myself a, let's nicely call it an aggressive goal. Did anybody watch any of the Pro-Am the last couple days? They're playing at Pebble Beach, I'm pretty sure. Are you in ADA compliant? Tell me what you mean by that, Elevator. Is where I live ADA compliant? Is that your question? I would guess probably not. Oof. But the house we bought was also built more than 100 years ago, so I don't think they were doing ADA compliance back then. Indoor golf course. Tell me what you mean by that comment. You're gonna have to help me out a little bit just understanding what you mean. Really nice streak we've got going on here, guys. We've made a whole bunch of these in a row. This putter might be the real deal, guys. Very well may be the real deal. Could get some time in the gamer bag. Nice. Do 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 do. Let's go. Can we have a tour of your practice room? Well, this is what you see is what you get, guys. The rest of this room is just my office. So there's not much more to see, frankly. But as far as practice goes at home, what you see is what you get. Of course, if you guys have watched the stream on my channel before, you've seen me hit balls outside. I've got a net return net set up out there. Let's go. But yeah, I set something like this up in my last office, and again here. It's nice to just have a little bit of golf-centric space and put up some of my golf stuff. Have my old staff bag set up with a bunch of extra stuff. Keep it all nice and contained. Hey, Ben Hogan 1 is here. What's up, Paul? Just doing some Pels Tutor putting practice, which has been going remarkably well. Been trying this zero torque putter from Seymour. You might remember Seymour, made famous by Payne Stewart and then Zach Johnson. Where do you play? I'm not a member anywhere currently, so all over. But I'm based in New England. Pretty exciting, guys. I'm going to start in just a few weeks. I'll have some golf content related travel coming up. Nice. I know Seymour. Yeah, Seymour's great. The this bit here with the rifle scope technology, where you know if the face is square because of that red line. 13 handicap. Is that your handicap, Mr. Wheezy? I'm trying to get to +3 this year. That's my 2026 goal. Also, Paul, curious what you think about these, but I've had Jumbo Max send me some of these larger grips. I just got these installed. I'm going to do some testing, but initial impressions are super solid. I really like having something that isn't just, I mean, I can't believe, honestly, that I used to play standard grips like these. They feel so small and flimsy. You're like, where does my hand go? There's just not enough surface area. Nice putter. I've been going to the classic blade that Phil played for years. Oh, like an 8802 style? That's cool. I like those a lot. Heel shafted. I'm not a fan of big grips. Tell me more, Paul. What's your thoughts on that? I'm excited to try them. I'm going to be in the simulator tomorrow. Hopefully hitting a whole bunch of balls and getting some data. Who knows? It might not be the right answer, but in my quest for a +3 handicap, I am trying not to leave any stone unturned. Hey, Builder Bob is here. I need the thinnest grips. Here you go. It just shows you golf is so personal and unique. Oh, first miss in quite a while. We hit that right side of the gate here on our Pels tutor. Thanks for being here, Builder Bob. Thanks for your support. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I know it's late in the UK. Continuing to roll the rock nicely. Have you ever hit a hole-in-one? If not, how close have you been? Great question, Rue. I've never made one, and I've been about as close as you can get on a number of occasions. I almost slam dunked one about 4, 5, 6 months ago at the end of last season. The ball legitimately landed, if the cup was here, the ball mark was on the edge of the cup. If it had landed an inch further to the left, it would have flown straight into the hole. Years ago at Cog Hill, I hit a 7-iron on one of the par 3s, and it, front pan on a slope like this, and it pitched directly beyond the hole, kind of rolled down the slope, and hit the bottom lip, and ended up sitting on the other side, like 4 inches away from the hole. I've hit the flag stick on a par 3 at least once. So yeah, there's been, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 times that I've been within a foot, less than 12 inches away, and a couple that have been truly as close as you can get without making it. So it'll happen someday. It's just about playing more golf, I think. And thanks to you guys and all your support of me and the channel here. I know my streaming has been a little less frequent than it was, but we're working on getting back on track. But anyway, thanks to you guys and all your support. I'm hoping to be able to play a lot more golf in 2026. And make cool content, make a bunch of cool videos. The first episode of my Quest for +3 series is going to be out very soon. We're just putting the final finishing touches on the video. Hey, Espy's here, Natalie's here, Ben Hogan. I had 73 once with 39 putts. That's amazing. I have some rounds like that. That's why I'm grinding so hard on my putting to try to shore it up. Obviously, I'm going to need to make more putts if I want to reach +3. And all this practice, I will say, is definitely paying off. I feel very confident rolling the ball on my intended line. Yeah, putting is a bear. It can really be a bear. You're putting naturally now. I know it feels like I've finally gotten it to a point where it feels pretty solid and like I can just step up and put a quality stroke on the ball time after time after time. Pabayata7910 said hi. Thanks for popping into the stream. He said golf. Yes, this is golf. Absolutely right. I wouldn't even try to argue with you. This is... You know it's online before you hit. What swing of any golfer do you find the strangest? That's an interesting question. I think, I always found Luke Donald's swing to be pretty unorthodox for somebody who is a former #1 player in the world. Kind of just had that, you know, little flippy, dumpy, you know, throw it at the bottom type of move. Obviously, I'm familiar with that one. I'm not saying that disparagingly. You know, but just not like a super traditional type of release that you see in good players. But obviously, you know, insane putter and short game. I think the classic examples would be like a Jim Furyk or a Matt Wolff, something unorthodox. But, I mean, any pro, anybody who's playing golf at that level, they are consistently getting the center of the club face back on the ball. They know where that club face is pointed. And they're making solid contact the vast majority of the time. So it's hard for me to be like, well, that's a strange golf swing, but it's they're obviously very effective, so something to be said for that. John Rahm, because of his physical limitations, obviously has a pretty unique golf swing that's very effective. Cohen said hi. What's up, Cohen? Thanks for saying hi. Oh, pulled that one. Shut face at impact. Do, 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 do. Alright guys, a few more putts in tonight's practice session, and then it will be dinner time. Because your boy is getting hungry. Been doing a lot more plant-based cooking, which has been great. I certainly noticed a pretty substantial improvement in my inflammation and day-to-day pain with my knee that you guys have heard about. What are the dogs' names? Lily and Loki. They are the best of friends, which is super cool. I wasn't completely sold on getting the second dog until my tattoo artist of all people was like, dude, you gotta understand, no amount of attention you give them can make up for the interaction they can have dog to dog. And he was definitely right. Our first dog is about, a year and a half older than Lily. He seems much happier having a companion and a friend, and boom, really solid way to finish tonight's practice session. As always, guys, thank you so much for all your support, checking out the live stream. Stay tuned to the channel, lots more cool stuff coming soon. We'll see you next time. Collab with Ben Kruper. I love that. That sounds fun. You set it up, SB. We'll do it. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.